Hello and welcome everybody to 1998. Now I'm making this video in 2021 and this is the year of titanium irons on this channel. We're trying to get through as many of these as possible. We did the Titanic, we did the Titanium Great Big Bertha, and the Tommy Armour TI-100 titanium irons. Now we have another Tommy Armour titanium iron. They decided to put titanium in their 845S iron. And again, with technology, so this is just like, what do we want? Well, what's the most important? What's the thing that people worry about wearing out? Is it the sole? Maybe. But what about the face? Because those grooves are important. So why don't we just put a face insert, a titanium face insert there, so those grooves will wear much more slowly than if we just use normal stainless steel or like a really soft, mild steel. So they came out with this in 1998, which, is a few years behind the rest of the failed titanium club. So why not just make a titanium 845S? Let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. At first glance, it does look like its older brother, where it just says 845S and it has a very similar shape. Nice line back here, cavity balanced, patented. And then underneath the 845S, you see the red line with titanium underneath that towards the top line. Interesting cavity, kind of a weighted cavity here. Pretty interesting design. I always liked the 845S. If we look at the sole, just as Armour right here with the iron number. There's a nice little bevel here on the aft portion of the sole. Beautiful sole. And then we move around to the top line. You can see very simple, plain top line. And let's look at the toe profile here. Looks exactly like the 845S. Normal stainless steel version, a tiny little bit of offset here, serial number on the hosel. The three lines right here with the center one being highlighted. And then we have the face. This is interesting. If you look at it closely, like just to my eye, it looks like the titanium face is right here where the grooves are. But then it looks like there are several pieces making this up. Just my impression. Like it seems to be a line here, and then this seems to be the same color. And then there's another line here and a line here, almost like this top part has been finished differently or has some sort of different metal inlaid there. It's an interesting setup. Interesting how they got that titanium in there. Fascinating. And then we spin up to this little simple plain black ferrule, which I like. Sometimes less is more. Then we have the G-Force 3.3 Tourer Series Armour branded regular flex shaft. This is my little year sticker, 1998. And then we have the original 845S half QWERTY, kind of a wrap style grip here. And on the top it says Armour 845S on the butt. Not sure if that's going to show up. However, this looks like it should be a pretty straightforward iron to play. I'm interested to see what people have to say about the wear and tear on this titanium face, how well that works. And let's get this out on the range and see how it feels. This feels just like the 845S stainless. So before I dive into this, I'm going to two-face you on this, right? It's like, hey, and it's like, yee. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. When this was new, this didn't make any sense to anybody on the planet, because they'd already come out with these large titanium, Titanic, Tommy Armour TI-100, huge titanium heads, where they're using titanium for the purpose of increasing the volume of the head. Now, what they've done is they take the 845S and just put a titanium face on it, just a little piece of metal in there, and sell it for a lot more. For what? Reduce wear a little bit. Really? That's it? And then what's funny is they also made the oversized, which is stainless steel. So instead of making the oversized a titanium face, they made the oversized stainless steel, which doesn't make sense. So the titanium is smaller than the steel version, so why are we buying the titanium version? I don't know, let's buy the oversized version, right? So let's pay more for the smaller one, because it wears differently. Okay? To me, it just didn't make sense. It was just this weird enigma of like, what were they thinking? You know, who did the market research on this guy? Now, remember I was going to two-face you. Now, 23 years later, these are pretty interesting, aren't they? It's just like, they look like a nice compact head. That's one of the things I love about the 845S, like the Ping i2, you know. Ping i2 is pretty big, but it's a nice compact cavity back head that I really like the feel of and look of. And in your bag, it looks beautiful. And now you get a quirky version of that for, at the making of this video, prices and availability subject to change on eBay. You can see these for under 150 bucks, right? Which is about, yeah, I've seen them from like 50 to 100% more than what you're paying for an 845S stainless steel set, which, you know, can sell for 60 to 80 bucks for a set. So, you know, under 150, sometimes you can get into these. Why would you not do that? It's so interesting. And I'm not one of these people who is like super, I say over analytical about it. Well, you actually want to play some Zunos from that era because you get an extra 300 RPM, which creates a more stable ball flight when you have the standard deviation of 6 inches more with the, and you're just like, 6 inches, who cares? You know, let's just have fun. It's like, I'm only going to use this set maybe twice a year, or even if it's your main set, you know. How many times do you play? 10 times a year? I'm from Florida. I play 24 times. I play twice a month. Okay, good. You know, however often you play. Why not play something you enjoy and love? And to me, this is it. This is interesting. It has character and I love it. So brand new, this didn't make sense to me. But now used, where you can get it at a much more affordable price. Hook me up with some of these late 90s. This is what we're talking about. So I really like the 845S titanium because it represents such an interesting era. If you want to support this channel, you can support me on Patreon. I post occasional updates once or twice a month on there. It's just general support. You can also visit my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. I'm looking forward to reading your comments about the 845S titanium Tommy Armour irons. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.